oxygen. Let's see, E2 was the one we were missing. I'll just put a dash.
Yeah, well, it's not letting us calibrate it, but that's okay. So note that the ambient oxygen is 15.42.
Ambient 15.12?
42.
42.
Actually, it's going down now. But it's going back up. 15 point. Yeah, 15.42. Right, so now I'm gonna place the tube, see if I can get it in there. Nope. Shoot. I can't do it with, it won't squeeze down in there. So, major bummer. So I can't use the probe because it won't I can't squeeze it down in between the tubing that I had from the summer, which I don't even think I can use anyway because I crimped it with those pliers. Kind of wrecked it. So I'm just going to we have kind of two choices here. I can either pull out the small tubing that's in the center there and try and advance that probe down and get one measurement at least with that probe. Or we just bail on this probe right now entirely and I try and pull the gas sample out from the needle hub as originally planned. So I have a feeling that this needle hub is jacked anyway, and because it's exposed to air, there's no way that I can guarantee that the air, the sample that we would be pulling from the syringe, isn't contaminated with ambient air now. So I'm just going to pull the tubing out, and then I'm going to see if I can advance that optode into the nest. If I can, great. If not, lesson learned. We have 3 other nests that might work, and then we'll just, this is sort of the nature of science,
Trial and error.
Yep. So
now we know for next time.
Now we know for next time.
Have a bigger tubing on the inside.
Yeah, this outer housing needs to be bigger. See how it's crimped there?
Yeah, right at the top.
So, yep. So that was because I squeezed too tight with the snips. Okay, so I'm just gonna take our probe here and see if I can just stick it in here. Nope, I can't.
Is it too turned?
I think there must be a bend. Yep, that housing is just... Okay, so we know that this wouldn't have worked anyway, so...
So no, using that probe won't work, so for the next 3, we're just going to pull air directly from...
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And maybe we'll have 3 good samples from this year. So, I mean, maybe that's all we need. If they're all similar to one another, then... Okay, let me warm up here. So, a little bit of a bummer. So it didn't work. And, we lost, of course, one of the nests, so we're down to 3.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, N of 3.
3 is better than none.
Have a degree of freedom.
Because you said last year you got no data.
No data.
3 is definitely an improvement.
Yeah, well, hopefully the nests survive.
I feel like they will because of how mild this winter has been.
Yep. Okay, so we'll just put this away and call it lesson learned and
And then because of that, we don't need to go to Walgreens since we're not going
Correct.
to cut. So
Exactly.
we can just go do the next 3.
And call it a day.
Yeah. And then are we just going to remove the flags?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as I mean, I can try and get maybe a gas sample from this really fast. I could maybe try and insert this back in, but like if I take this off, right, now that I can, and then maybe I can take this little needle hub. Oh man, it is really crimped. So I didn't bring any spare needle hubs with me. So, but, so here's the syringe. Let me just see if I can even get any air through it. If I can get air through it, then maybe there's hope that I can pull out some air from and get a sample. So make sure that's on tight. Okay. Well, maybe it'll work.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try and then just make a little note that he's collecting not quite the optimal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's a hole in the needle. So, can you pass me those snips real fast and I'll cut off a little segment, just a small segment. Yeah, I mean, it'll be like an asterisk, right?
Yeah.
So it's not ideal, but it might be better than nothing. So.
If you get a massive outlier, you know, okay, it was probably from this.
Yep, exactly. So I'll thread this piece of tubing back in. And I'll try and get this as attached as possible. You can get that heat gun. Just go ahead and blast that with some heat around there so we can get it to shrink fit around the...
That good?